Hello and welcome to episode 4 of my podcast. Now, today's episode is going to be about my area of expertise, which is selling on Amazon. Now, as you know, I sell my brand of space-themed soft toys or plushies, if you're listening in America. I sell them predominantly through Amazon. Now, and also, by the way, selling on Amazon enables me to sell all around the world. So currently I sell in 15 countries around the world, which is amazing. So what this episode is going to cover is some real actionable steps that you can take in your business to start the process of looking at whether Amazon as a selling platform could be useful to you in your business. Now, those who are watching on a video, sorry about the brightness. I need to set up, at the moment, I am decorating my office. We've had a rejig in our house, moved the kids' bedrooms around, so I'm going to have an absolute designated office space. But at the moment, it is utter chaos in there. I've got no idea how I'm going to decorate it, no idea about how I'm going to lay it all out and all that kind of thing. So it's very much in the beginning stages of preparing an office. If anybody has any tips or any decorating advice, anything like that, please let me know. Anyway, so yeah, those of you that are watching on YouTube as a video, excuse the dreadful lighting. Well, it's not dreadful, actually. It's great because it means that the big windows in my house are letting in absolutely tons of sunlight, which is fabulous, but it's not great for video lighting. Anyway, I digress. So on to Amazon. Now, this podcast, as I said, we're going to go through some actionable steps that I teach. I usually teach these steps to absolute beginners. You could be on a different journey with Amazon. But hopefully you'll get some nuggets of gold from this episode anyway. So starting up, the very first thing I say to my students is literally this: just start. There's a big block with Amazon, like anything else, finance blocks, everything. There's loads of blocks, isn't there, that we have as people in business. But what I say to people is literally just start it. Why not? Why not just start your business? Open your account first of all. That's the first thing I do. I say to people to do. Open your Amazon seller account. Once you've got that up and running, you can start looking a bit deep diving into how you're going to actually come up with a business strategy on Amazon. So set up your account. Make sure when you are setting up your account, you will need to be verified by Amazon. And what you've got to remember is you're dealing with bots. And what I mean by this is if you are submitting, say, a proof of business address, for example, whatever postcode or zip code, if you're in America, you have put into your back-end seller account, any documentation that you then send in to be verified, the format has to be exactly the same. Now, this is really important because the bots just read it. For example, a postcode in the UK, postcodes normally go by this format. So it's 2 capital letters. I'll give you mine for my PO box. It's MK10 space 1BG, all capitalized, and there's a space in the middle. And that's usually how I type it out, because that's usually how, on any sort of formal documentation to do with my business that's going to the PO box, it's in that format. So just make sure that if anything you send in, the format's the same, because if you don't get verified, it could be something as absolutely simple as that, why you've been refused. So don't panic if you get refused. Now, the second thing I advise people to do is trademark your brand with your government. This might sound daunting. I do have a course, that a very cheap, basic course that will walk you through step by step how to do it yourself, so you don't have to pay an attorney or a solicitor, any of those kind of things. So it's a straightforward process. It's just a bit overwhelming for some people. But what this does, it protects your business and your brand name. And also on Amazon, they have something called brand registry, which it's another layer of protection for your products. Basically, when you're selling on the platform, people won't be able to copycat you. They won't be able to rip off your products. And also it opens up a whole new element of advertising and how you list your products as well on Amazon. So that is what I tell people to do to start with. Simply start. Now, a question that comes up often for me is, are there any specific requirements for selling on Amazon? And the answer to that is no, not really. Amazon 5 years ago used to be a platform where you could set up an account and you could drop ship and do retail arbitrage. If you don't know what those things are, I'll do an episode on them, but go and Google them, because it's important to know that Amazon are slowly moving away from that business model or those business models. What they want now is legitimate, professional brands, big or small, it doesn't matter, but they are moving towards being a much more professional platform where you don't go there just to buy knockoffs or tat or any of those kind of things. So just bear in mind, I know a lot of my listeners, a lot of my students already have their own brands and sell their own products, which is perfect. That is exactly what Amazon are moving towards. So if you are that, and that is your business model, you already have a brand set up, or you're thinking about a brand, you don't need it now. But if you want your very own private label products, brands, perfect. There's no actual requirements. You don't have to be a certain size business. You don't have to be running for a certain length of time or anything like that. So that's the next thing to do. Just get going. Now then, on Amazon, you need to figure out what business model you want to use, what strategy you're going to use. And there are a couple of options for beginners. The first option is called FBM, which stands for Fulfilled by Merchant, the merchant being you. So you list your products the same way on Amazon, got to optimize them, all the kind of things that you need to do for any kind of selling on Amazon. And then what happens when you get an order, Amazon's notify you, and then it's your responsibility to get that product to the customer. It's great for starting off, but what you need to bear in mind is we all know Amazon are very fast shippers. You can get your product the same day or next day delivery on Prime, whichever. But Amazon are very much customer centric, and part of that is that they want their customers to receive their orders very, very fast. So with the FBM model, if you know you've got a really good system or infrastructure for shipping out and you've got a very reliable courier, by all means try it, do it, but make sure you are on it, because you don't want to get complaints from people saying my order was a week late. So if you know you can only get to a post office once a week, FBM might not be for you, because you need to be quick selling. That's one model. The model that I use in my business is FBA, which is Fulfilled by Amazon. Now, what this means is that you send a certain amount of your stock all in one go to a designated Amazon warehouse. And then when orders come in, Amazon are responsible for shipping out to the customers, and their infrastructure is so set up and amazing that they can do it very, very quickly. And you're also eligible for Prime. Now, this method, this business model might sound a bit too big for you, but trust me, it's not. This is how I started, and I literally sent 10 of my astronauts in at a time, kept it very, very small, and just basically let Amazon do the work. Now, it's brilliant because you're eligible for Prime. Amazon deal with any customer service and the fast shipping, all that kind of thing. You just need to monitor your inventory, make sure your levels are at a good level and that you're shipping in regularly to fulfill demand. Now, the downside of FBA, like any other fulfillment service, is you pay extra fees. So Amazon, it's just like any other fulfillment warehouse, basically. For this, you'll pay fees wherever you go. If you want to outsource your shipping to any other business or shipping center like Amazon or warehouse, you will pay extra fees. Now, Amazon's fees at the moment, for me, it's currently about 30%, which sounds massive, but what you get for that is pretty good, to be fair. And if you price your products correctly, then your profit will cover the FBA fees. So I will do a whole episode on pricing, because this is something that comes up a lot with my students. They're not pricing high enough. But so back to FBA. If you can price everything and you're brave enough, do give it a try, because it's brilliant. And it's actually a way you can create semi-passive income in your business, because you're basically outsourcing shipping, customer service to Amazon. I look at Amazon as my customer service distribution partners. I pay them very nicely for this, but they do the job, and they do the job very, very well. An example of how you can use FBA in your business to really create a lifestyle that you want. I'll give you an example, and I must say, I don't tell you this example as bragging rights, anything like that. I'm telling you because I want you to be fully aware of what is doable in your small business. So in December 2022, and bear in mind, December is the busiest time of year for my business and most businesses. The fourth quarter, October, November, December, is usually very busy, particularly on Amazon. I decided to take my family on a 4-week trip to Australia. We've got family out there, wanted to visit them. And so what I did was I made sure all my warehouses that I use in Amazon all around the world were fully stocked in the run-up to us going on our holiday, and made sure there was enough stock that would cover that fourth quarter demand, because I've been selling for more than 10 years now, and I know roughly the trajectory of my sales, so I know roughly what to send in. So that was the first thing I did, made sure that all the warehouses were fully stocked, and then off we went. Then we went to Australia, and Amazon did all the work for me. Yes, I paid them 30% per sale, but I still made a lovely profit that this Christmas just gone, and it enabled me to switch off, have a holiday, have a 4-week holiday. And like I said, I must make it clear that I don't say this as bragging rights. I say this because it's very doable for your business too. You just need to know what you're doing and how to do it and how to set it all up. And don't get me wrong, when we're in Australia, wherever I connected to Wi-Fi, I did dip in and just check, just make sure the advertising was running smoothly, make sure everything was running smoothly. There's no warnings from Amazon or anything like that. But that's more because I'm a little bit obsessed with my business, as I'm sure you are too. But it wasn't necessary for me to do that. And I didn't do it every single day. I didn't check every single day. So that is something to really think about, what business model you want to set up. Whether you're selling on Amazon or not, really, you need to sort of figure out what would work for your lifestyle that you want to create from your business. Because at the end of the day, that's why we have our businesses, to create a lifestyle choice that we want. So, okay, so you've set up your account, you've decided on what business model you want to do. Now, the next thing to do is learn how to optimize all your listings. The back end of Amazon is called Seller Central, and optimization and keywords are crucial, absolutely crucial for getting more sales. I'll do a deep dive into this on a separate podcast, because I could talk for ages about this, but just very briefly, quick rundown is have a really niche down list of keywords ready to go. Have a top 5 or 6 keywords, but then have as many as you can, because that will come in very useful when you decide to start using Amazon's in-house advertising system. So yeah, that is one thing that I tell students to do. Get your keyword list ready and prepared, ready to go. And then the other thing you need to do is have really hot photography and videography if you want to. With my products, I have stop motion. It's kind of like a mini cartoon, because obviously it's toys and it represents the toys and the usage of the toys really well. In my course, I've got a whole section about stop motion and how you can do it and what it means and all this kind of thing for people who don't know. But if you look over on my Amazon listings, you'll see that a lot of my advertising, a lot of my listings show the astronauts like floating through space. And it looks really good, and it's really, really effective for pulling people in, because it shows quality, it shows that you're a really good brand, all that kind of thing. So those things are probably the starting off points that you really need to think about when you're selling on Amazon. So let's recap. Step 1, just start. Literally, just start. Step 2, open your account, open your seller account. Requirements, that's not really a step, but just be aware. So step 3, let's say, that is trademarking your brand. And also, if you have a specific product, which you will do, think about registering the design. Again, my course covers all that kind of thing, and I'll do another podcast episode all about that. And step 4, figure out what business model you want to achieve on Amazon. Step 5, optimize those keywords so you can get your listings thoroughly SEO'd on Amazon. Get your keyword list niche down, top 5 or 6 top keywords. There's loads of tips and tricks on how to do this, but make sure you start and have a really big keywords list. And step 6, photos and videos for your products, because as you know, when you're shopping online, the photos are the very first thing that you look at, aren't they? Product descriptions, written descriptions are great for a bit more information, but what really pulls people in to start with are the photos and the videos. So that's it for today's episode. I hope you've got a few little nuggets of gold you can take away and start implementing straight away. As usual, if you've got any questions, get in touch with me. I'm always happy to help people. If you want to learn how to do everything and a walkthrough to do absolutely everything with setting up your account and have my support along the way, I've got my course that you can do on hello-dream.co.uk. It's all on there. I'll put it in the show notes. But by now, most of you know where I am. I'm on Instagram as well. And yeah, if you know any small businesses who would benefit greatly from just learning about all these kind of things with Amazon, send them my way. Subscribe to my podcast, because I'm going to be going through lots of deep dive episodes soon, not only on Amazon, but just about everything in business that I've learned over the years I've been in business. And yeah, thank you very much for listening yet again. And I hope you have a lovely, lovely day.